What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we back in Australia. We got something interesting here. I say interesting here. We exploring Lake Mungo. Hopefully I didn't say that wrong, because I know in Australia it's a different type of slang there. So Mungo. I don't know how to slang that. But shout out to T Girl for sending me this in a decoy. She sent me part 2, but I found part 1. Just gonna kind of, it's 23 minutes. We might watch the whole thing. There might be some part we can skip through and kind of see. But she was saying that, I believe, an abandoned lake in the outback, something like that. Let me see. Let me get my handy dandy device here. Yeah, laying on an ancient dried up lake in the middle of the outback. Dried up 17,000 years. God dang, 17,000 years ago. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't read the whole thing, but I just read it to y'all. But 17,000 years ago, it was dried up, and I think 65,000 years ago, it's also discovered places of proof that Aboriginal Australians have occupied this continent for at least 65,000 years. That's insane. That's amazing. That's a long time. But we about to explore it. See what all we can see on here. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If you've been here, if you've seen it, if it's facts or cap. Well, it can't be cap.
Welcome to another Forest Adventures adventure. On this trip, I'm heading to Lake Mungo.
Mungo, I said it right. Yes. Lake Mungo. Gotta turn that down.
Behind me is a flock of sheep. Now, what does a sheep have to do with the discovery of the oldest human remains found outside of Africa? Stick around and find out.
We in Africa? Okay, I'm gonna kind of skip this intro a little bit.
Yes.
Oh, he dropped? Wait a minute, so we in Africa? Dang, look at all that. It's so dry. Wait a minute, let me see. My fault, I got it. Lake Mungo and Outback. Dang. Wow. It sounds like my guy said Africa, or am I tripping? It is in Australia though. Shoot, X Adventures. Oh snap, he dropped the camera. Now this is gonna be interesting.
I love Australia.
Me too.
When you think you know a place really well, and then one day you wake up to this.
Dang.
This is the start of winter in Australia, and it is
Winter
bitterly cold,
time.
at least for us. It's 3 degrees. It's 8 o'clock. I'm next to the Murrumbidgee River, just outside of Hay in Outback, New South Wales.
New South Wales.
I've got about 100 kilometres to go to the town of Balranald, where I shall fill up with fuel, and then it's about 150 kilometres from there to Mungo National Park.
Dang. I ain't gonna lie, I want to skip through it. Let's get to Mungo. What is this? Okay.
Mungo is 150 kilometres away, and you need to budget about 400 to 500 kilometres of fuel for the trip to Mungo and back and around the park.
Okay. I like this. My guy even showing us where he get gas.
And about 95 kilometres of it will be corrugated.
See.
Mungo National Balranald.
Okay, we almost at
So
Mungo.
precisely 50 kilometres from Balranald is the turn
Look at all
to
that land.
Mungo National Park. Mungo National Park is 100 kilometres down this road. This will shortly become dirt track, and about 95 kilometres of it.
That's amazing. Look at all that land out there. Like, it's nothing. I'm telling y'all, going West Texas, kid you, it's exactly like that. We ain't got no dirt roads or nothing, but It's exactly like this in West Texas. Kid you not. Like, it's just road and land. That's it. Like, you can go miles and miles and not see nothing. And then all of a sudden it's a gas station out the blue. That's how it is. You can go you can travel almost 100 miles, not see nothing. But probably one gas station that was 50 miles away.
The corrugated dirt track. The condition of the track is generally pretty good. It pays to check online first and make sure that the track is indeed open. Now, I'm just going for a bit of a walk in the bush here. And as you can see around me, the landscape is very flat and arid. Just a little bit of scrub around. And the only thing that will grow is this thing here. This is saltbush.
Oh.
And the only thing that eats this is kangaroos and goats.
Oh.
Even the camels won't eat it.
Wow. Kangaroos and goats. Okay. Okay, now it's turning into dirt road right here. There we go. That's interesting. Look at that.
I finally made it to the dirt track.
Dang, that is.
This is where the fun begins.
He driving that Hummer, so I know he got good traction on there. Oh, that went too far.
I have about 100 kilometres of corrugations to go.
He got a while to go. He got a while. Let's see. Let's see where he's stopping at right here.
Fair bit of rain. Is quite 50 kilometres to go. And as you can see, the track is quite wet.
Even a little wet. That's crazy.
There's been a fair bit of rain and the ground is fairly slippery in places.
Ooh.
So
it looked like somebody was slipping and sliding through
the ground is fairly.
Look at them tracks. Yeah, they were slipping and sliding through there.
So regardless of whether you have a four-wheel drive or a two-wheel drive vehicle, it's a good idea to check the Mungo website and find out the condition of the tracks before you head off.
That's good. They
every
let
day
you know.
Prior to my trip, and the tracks are open, although it's a little bit wet, a little bit slippery. I'm thankful for having a four-wheel drive.
Oh, let me tell you, make a difference. I wish I had some traction
Another 50
control.
kilometres of this type of track to go, and then we are in Mungo National Park.
Let's get to Mungo. Let's get it. Oh, he stopped again. Where we at?
About 37 perimeter of Lake Mungo. Lake Mungo is about 37 kilometres long.
Okay, we almost there.
And the entire eastern edge of the lake is sand dunes, basically.
Wow.
So we're about 8 kilometres from the visitor centre. We're going to go into the visitor centre and then have a look at Lake Mungo.
That's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. Man, I can't imagine being on the out. Like, dang.
It is the first proper
being on the outback like this.
look we can get at Lake Mungo. So that white sand that you can see
Wow.
on the horizon, that is the eastern shore of Lake Mungo. And those
I need to find some
sand
pictures.
dunes run the full length of the lake, some 34 kilometres. It's a bit windy here today, but I will tell you more about those sand
Wow.
dunes when we get over there. It's a very, very interesting story of how they actually formed. One cool thing about Lake Mungo is you can actually hire mountain bikes and ride around the entire park.
That's nice.
You can ride on the four-wheel drive tracks, and in some cases there are dedicated mountain bike tracks. I haven't done that myself, but it sounds like a really good thing to do.
Sound pretty cool.
So the park is pretty safe. I say pretty safe, but
He like
not
the
really.
only. He the only one out there. I don't even see no kangaroo, nothing out there with him. Let's see. Okay, I think he pulling up now. Let's see. There we go. Now we see some people. He the only one been out there.
Okay, so you have to pay admission fees to get into the park.
How much you got?
So the fees are,
Oh, you can camp out there too.
okay, so for every adult, it's $8.50 per person per night.
Hey,
And $8 per vehicle per day. So for me, one person, one vehicle, it's $16.50.
Oh.
And you pay by filling in one of these envelopes. It has a bunch of questions on there. Fill out one of these, leave your money in there and pop it in the slot.
Okay. Pretty
The
convenient.
visitor centre is frequently unmanned. However, it
That
does
is
contain a
great.
lot of very useful
20,000
information about the park.
years ago.
This, for example, was an ancient, oversized wombat. It was dated to about 100,000 years ago. The information
What?
cabinets
Have I ever seen a wombat? Look at this thing. Wow.
This, for example, was an ancient, oversized wombat. It was dated
Almost look
to
like a
about
bear.
100,000 years ago. The information cabinets contain samples of items that were found in the park. For example, stone tools and various carvings.
Does I wonder how old those are.
One of the
Skeleton?
discoveries made
Skeletons.
at Lake Mungo is some footprints fossilised in the sand near the edge of the lake. Now this was clearly a family or a group of people, adults, children, running around in the soft mud on the edge of the lake. The lake then dried out, and over time these footprints fossilised. And they have been
Oh,
cast
wow.
and preserved for
Dang.
eternity.
Wow. I couldn't imagine like going somewhere and you just see something from like thousands and thousands of years ago. That would be mind blowing. Wow, real footprints.
Now these have been dated to be approximately 20,000 years old.
20,000-year-old footprint? That's crazy. That's insane. Oh, what else?
What was going on?
Somebody got some big feet out there too.
The Aboriginal people have various dances that they hand down from generation to generation. By looking at where the footsteps are placed, they can work out exactly
They
what
were
it means,
dancing.
what dance that they were performing 20,000 years ago.
Wow,
It's quite amazing.
that is. Wow. Footprints from 20. That is insane. And this is one of the houses.
So the building you see behind me is the Zancy wool shed. This dates to 1870 and it's right alongside the shore of Lake Mungo. Now you might think, well, what does a wool shed have to do with the history of Lake Mungo? Well, it will all become evident pretty soon.
Mind your head. Watch your head. Wow.
The Zancy family came to the Mungo area as pastoralists.
Look at the structure.
And this is the shearing shed. It is very, very basic and primitive, but we are talking about the 1800s.
And it look well preserved. I'm not even gonna lie. Like they taking good care of
The
this.
sheep would have been corralled in these pens here.
I always say I see videos, especially watching a lot of videos in Europe, and I'm like, what material was they using back then? Cause it was stronger back then than it is now, type of thing. I don't know. The weather might be a little different these days.
Fill it up with water, and this
But
would
then-
then through those doors, and fill it up with water, and this would then generate steam, turn that large wheel, and then via a belt it would turn
Wow.
all these wheels, and you would then engage or disengage the mechanism to start shearing the sheep.
Wow.
So apart from the building actually existing here, what does this actually have to do with the history of Lake Mungo? Well, as you will see later on, quite a lot in fact. It was quite pivotal to the way that the lake turned out. It was quite pivotal to what was discovered here. And this building essentially changed the landscape forever.
Dang. This is pretty cool. I don't know. Oh, do we see some people here with them? Oh, no, that's a melon.
Talk about a melon and point to the spanner.
Oh, he camping there. No, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna check out part 2. I was just skimming through it, you know. I know this video is still kind of long itself. I ain't gonna lie. I only expected to go 10 minutes, but I got interested in the building because I'm like, man, 1800s. It looked like the building still. I mean, from the looks of it, it looked like preserved pretty well. They taking care of it pretty good. Then the footprints from 20,000 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it was footprints from, you know, Aboriginal people dancing. That's dang. That's like, you just never know what you will find in this world, man. Like, just thinking how long things been in this world, and you can come across something and not realize. Well, of course, you know, there's people whose job is they go find, you know, historic figures and stuff like that, artifacts and stuff. But that just, man, it's just crazy. Sometimes I wish we could live forever, you know, but it's important to save your old stuff because it can be valuable later. But that's all I have. Like I said, shout out to T-Girl for sending me this one. Definitely going to check out part 2. Maybe get a little bit more of the lake. Always amazing to see the outback because it's like nothing out there. And it's just interesting. I felt like he was just by himself the whole time. I mean, it could have been some cars passing. He probably didn't document that. But, like, it's just amazing, man. I can't wait to go to the outback. Definitely got to make sure I make it back. But that's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.